1799年6月22日、快速天使業務日誌補足。集配主任高島田夏美。先頃揉めに揉めていた水軍の新造巡洋艦の競合入札は激戦の末葉月鉄道に落札した。これにより長年続いてきた金剛重工による軍需産業独占の神話はついに終わりを迎えた。国内においてすでに運輸業務のほとんどを掌握する我が親会社葉月鉄道にとって今回の功績は業務の拡大という意味にとどまらず、来るべき多角経営へ向けての勇気ある第一歩と言える。しかしながら今後予想される金剛重工の巻き返しと、未だ傍観者を気取る第三の勢力霧島科学を巻き込んだ三つどもえの企業戦争はまだまだ予断を許さない状況である。とまあ親会社のごたごたはともかくとして、うちも設立1年過ぎてそろそろ業績上げてかなきゃ社の存続も危ういっていうのに、うちの社員ときたら綾音はだだこねてばっかだし、春菜は好きあらば社のカーテンに変な刺繍しようと狙ってるし、もうカリン社長助けて。
Right, so this game is intensely anime. You can't say you didn't know ahead of time.
もう急いでるときは早く過ぎるくせに、どうして早く過ぎてほしいときにはなかなか過ぎないのかな。もう一回寝ようかな。でもせっかく早起きしたのに寝過ごしたらやだしな。そうだ、会社に行こう。会社で寝よう。私より早く来てる。あら、今日はずいぶん遅かったわね。
私より先に来てたよ。今日は雪ね。さあ仕事仕事。あら、すっごい。会社創設以来初、損害賠償限度額目いっぱいの小荷物だわ。
ほんと1億2000万円。
どれどれ。やっとうちにも大口の仕事が。親会社からの直接依頼か。珍しいね。あら、これ特別手当付きの仕事ね。
それで
誰が運ぶの？その小荷物。決まってるじゃない。集配主任であるあたし。
やだ夏美ばっかり美味しい仕事してずるい。責任ある仕事をさせなきゃ社員は育たないのよ。社員が育たない会社に未来はないわ。夏美、あんたは責任ある仕事を一人で独占することによって会社そのものの成長を妨げてるのよ。会社を弱体化させているのよ。会社を潰そうとしているのよ。鬼、悪
の鬼人でっていうのは。でもまあ綾音の言い分にも一理あるわね、珍しく。
じゃあ
この仕事は綾音に頼むわ。本当は嫌だけど。
やったー何でも一応言ってみるものね。いいやこっちのこと。あ、そうだ夏美、予備のボンバーちょうだい。
予備？ダメよ綾音。アクションとシューティングゲームではスタート時のボンバーは3つって大昔から決まっていることなのよ。
そうなの？じゃあ仕方ないわね。
君が？大丈夫かな。じゃあこれよろしくお願いします。
待ちな嬢ちゃん。お嬢ちゃん荷物を渡しな。可愛がってやるぜ。
汗臭そう。
Oh my god, is this gameplay? It's a miracle. So the character we chose, she has mid-range attacks, and she only does a 3-hit combo. But it's decently strong. I think it's the strongest regular attack of all the characters. Those guys are just cannon fodder, but this guy with a spear, he has the range advantage. We want to jump once to deal with him, not twice, or he'll stab us in the air like I showed you just there. I want to say this game is equal parts action and platforming, but you do more fighting. By using those two special attacks, we killed the vines so they couldn't grab us while we jump up to hit the flower itself. Those vines can be a real problem if you don't kill them first. I think our character has the most useful mid-air attack, that spin. Has a pretty good range, and it hits a couple times at least. If we kill these beehives, we can grab them for extra health, but we're doing fine on health right now, and bees pop out of those, so let's not stab the hornet's nest. You can evade a large portion of enemies in this game. You might have already noticed that, but you're going to be noticing it a lot more as the game goes on.
Ah! 待って待って！お嬢さん、悪いがその荷物置いてってもらおうか。
厚かましい追いはぎね。
This comedically incompetent anime man will be our rival for a while. He introduces us to the prevailing strategy for the first half of the game. Double jump, land on their heads, and then slash them after you land. It works for around half of the bosses in the game. At some point, though, they wise up and you have to start blocking instead. I suppose the first half of this game can be a bit underwhelming, considering how much the second half ramps things up. You might have noticed we can block. When enemies hit us while we block, it deals chip damage. Not that much, though. This game isn't exactly tough, and there are a ton of health pickups everywhere too. I think it makes up for its lack of challenge with its variety and, well, novelty factor, to be honest.
生意気そうな姉ちゃんだぜ。おとなしく荷物を渡せば命は助けてやる。
渡すわけないでしょ。
じゃあしょうがねえな。腕ずくでいただくぜ。
So we use the same strategy on this fellow. We jump in the air and come down on top of him. The difference is that he has a projectile attack, and he attacks much more frequently than our incompetent anime friend. He also sticks his feet out in the air, and if we get hit by that, we get knocked out of our air attack. It's very hard to get hit by that, though.
Hi, カリンよ。ああ、社長。待ち伏せを受けちゃいました。いいえ、心配いりませんよ。ただの山賊です。これから最短ルートで鉄道に向かいます。そう、わかったわ。気をつけて。また何かあったらすぐに知らせてね。イエスサー。
These green fellows will be the most common enemy in the game. They take quite a few normal hits, but they go down with one of our charge kicks. This is the toughest area in the game for me, which is kind of funny, because it's only the third one. I always get hit by the boulders or fall down pits because I'm overeager. I want to say right away that it is very, very hard to fall down pits in this game. You have so much control over your movement in the air. If you do fall down, it's definitely your fault. So these grasshopper cricket monsters, easiest way to deal with them, just a simple jump attack. I said just a simple jump attack. There we go. I made that jump to illustrate just how much distance you can get if you do a running leap. Of course I landed on some boulders, so... wasn't the best day. Yeah, these guys can actually be pretty difficult if you fight them without charging at them. Their hits don't do very much damage, but it can stack up pretty quickly. They also have some good range. If you do find yourself getting stun-locked by them, you want to run away. Under no circumstance should you do what I do right here and try and fight them anyway. I just came over here to show you another path we could have taken. There's an upper path and a lower path. I find the upper path to be easier. Now watch me jump into a pit. Yeah, that wasn't smart. You may think these special attack canisters would be kind of rare, but they're really not. Some normal enemies even drop them.
今度は逃がさんぞ。
しつこい追いはぎね。
何？追いはぎだと？というと？親分、てーなてーな。なんで、また殺しかよ。おい、ハギ、行くぜ。へい、親分。ってそりゃ、おい、ハチ、でんがな。
びっくりした。
He's such a wacky anime man. I love the music in this stage, by the way. Yeah, that's the stuff. So, I let the music play over that boss fight, but he's not tough, you just jump when his claw extends at you. Probably the easiest boss in the game. And here's the second easiest. He has really stretchy arms, but his stretchy arms can't hurt us if we jump over him. So yeah, just jumping up and landing on top of him like everything else so far. I mean, if you don't know that trick, it would be more difficult, I'm pretty sure. The normal enemies in this stage are literally no threat because you can jump right over them. I love this boss. He has a super cool pattern that I totally memorized and I'm gonna make him look like a punk. His main thing is shooting projectiles, but the attack he does that is most likely to catch you off guard is he shoots around the train. Like that, but if you stay right here you can avoid it entirely. And I know where he always lands after his pattern, so he's already dead. He just doesn't know it yet.
I こりゃ登れそうもないわね。いやーね、壊れたのかしら。ダメだこりゃ。困ったな。まあ、どうにかなるわね。
This area is short. It may be the shortest, or perhaps just the second shortest. Either way, its gimmick is that we have to make our way down in the dark. As long as you stay toward the center, you'll generally be fine. There's not even that many enemies here. There is a unique type of wildlife that's kind of annoying. I'm not sure if we'll run into it. Nope, doesn't seem like we did. Welcome to the caves. This area can be kind of confusing if it's your first time playing, but the multiple paths look a lot more intimidating than they are. I know it's counterintuitive, but I recommend going left here. Sure, your path is blocked, but this is the best way to go. There are a lot of little areas in these caves with health pickups in them. It's very hard to die here. I think the rice balls are the item that refill the most health. It refills over half, if I recall correctly. These are the standard enemies for the caves. They are zombies, but they only take 2 hits. They're really not a threat at all. Don't worry about our stockpile of special attacks, we'll be using them soon enough. And we want to actually fall down this pit, in spite of the coins leading over it. It might take a while to figure out that's what you have to do. This guy's easy, he only has one attack, he swings his sword at us. I recommend we block it, because he can hit us while we're in the air with that swing, so it's not worth risking it. He has another attack after he dies, where he throws his sword at us, but we can just jump over that. Or I guess you could block it too? I don't know, I've never been hit by it. The clocks are probably the most useless item in the game. You'd have to actively try to run out of time. Those roly-polies are hard to kill, but they're easy enough to jump over. They can deal small amounts of damage, they're basically just there to be a nuisance while you're trying to run. We should go to the right because that's where progress is, but first we want to come over here. Hey, look, a roly-poly. Because over here is a pickaxe, which we need to proceed to the path on the right. I don't know if you would call this a puzzle or even a maze, because the solution is just right across from you. Welcome to the boss of the caves. If we use the special attack, we can kill his zombies immediately. This renders him useless. We can knock him back down almost right after he gets back up. He's completely harmless. Alright, we're officially halfway through the game, and I think this is the part where the game starts to pick up. Those little meteors spit out fire. The floating ones, I mean, not the ones coming after us actively. The ones that come after us actively can be dispatched with a quick jump attack. And the flaming zombies are just like the normal zombies. Nothing special there. This is about as complex as the platforming gets. It's really mostly an action game, yeah. So like I said, these floating meteors spit out fire. It's easy to avoid, but even if you don't, who cares? There's only 2 of them.
見たまえ、この美しいボディよ。まるで伝説の魔人兵団のごとき力強さではないか。
まあ半分以上は僕のおかげだけどね。
あら、制御部品の 97% は私の技術開発によるものよ。まあ、お客様だわ。
本当だ。でもこの事態は予想されたことだよ。
プラットフォーム緊急撤去。起動モード全自動全動体殺戮モード。すべてを焼き尽くせ。
こら、ゴミは持って帰れ。
This is where the game's style and boss fights start to remind me of Treasure. First thing we need to do is dodge this big laser. And then the boss immediately enters his second phase. He breaks apart these platforms. We can't do anything to avoid that, it just happens. And so we have to spend the rest of the boss fight on these platforms avoiding his projectiles, or else we land in the lava and our health drains. All told, it's not that hard, but I like the idea. And it's fun. So here's an escape sequence. It reminds me of Metroid, but not nearly as strict. You would have to be goofing around pretty hard for the lava to catch up to you. I still like the music here though, so I'm just gonna let that play while we do this.
やれやれ、ちょうどいい準備運動だったわ。はいはい、こちらあやねちゃん。
はいはいじゃないわよ。どこ行ってんのあんたは。
なんだ夏美か。
何か用じゃない。驚いたわよ。カリン社長からいきなり連絡もらって。
連絡？
誰かに待ち伏せされたって。
ああ、あれ。別に大したことじゃないわよ。山賊とか追いはぎとかがほんの2、300人出ただけ。まあ、私にかかれば赤子も同然だったけどね。おーほほほ。
はいはい、冗談はもういいから。とにかく少しでも危険があるのならそこで待ってなさい。私が代わりに配達するわ。
何よそれ。心配ないって言ってるでしょ。
信用できない。
でもな。
何よ。
私の足なら夏美が来るまでにこっから300往復はできちゃうのにな。時間の無駄だな。
そこどこよ。
大括弧の南端かしら。
面白い。私今日母市にいるの。
会社じゃないの
？300往復されないうちに追いつけると思うけど。追いついたらそこで交代ね。じゃ
夏美ずるい。ちくしょう、見てろ。
お遊びは終わりだ。
まだ生きてたの？いい加減諦めたら？
一度受けた仕事を途中で投げ出すわけにはいかん。金剛重工との今後の付き合いもあるしな。
金剛重工？
問答無用。
Incompetent Anime Man is slightly more difficult this time, but truthfully not that much. He has a projectile, but that's really the only significant difference. I guess he attacks a bit more, but really he's a piece of cake. I do like that they have a recurring rival character though. If you were playing this back when it came out, you might you might actually get the idea that it's something like an anime, which is kind of the point. This stage is mostly platforming, just like the lava stage. There's a new kind of enemy in this stage. Obviously not the jellyfish. It's the guys dressed in green, but they throw things at us this time instead of use swords. Unfortunately for them, you can just kind of jump right over it. Yeah, see? These piles of junk can contain items you might not think to look in there. Also, those flowers with pink bulbs, those can hurt you if you land on them. And if you hit them, they drop marbles, which makes it worse. You can probably see what I'm getting at when I say it's easy to evade a large portion of the enemies. Combat with regular foes is almost optional in this game. Almost. Right here is the one place where they actually make good on the placement of an enemy type. This enemy type, I mean. It's really hard to jump up there without getting hit in the face. But you can jump backward and around it like I did just there. I actually like that enemy placement. I wish they did that more.
待ちな！見逃してやるから、荷物を置いてとっとと失せな。
態度のでかい女ね。
口の利き方を知らねえ女だな。
So this person's main method of attacks are a Hadouken, 2 kinds of jump kick, and a combo. I would watch out for the combo in particular. Getting hit by that full thing hurts a lot. For the most part, though, we can use the same strategy with her that we have with everyone else. Unless she decides to jump kick us while we're in the air. But that's what the double jump is for.
よし、夏美はまだ来てないみたいね。
You pass through a lot of areas with varying themes very quickly in the second half of the game. That's another thing I really like about it, and it also reminds me of Treasure. Here's a buddy. He's a moving bush. He shoots projectiles for us.
またレオタード女？
So this girl's main thing is that she can fly. Of course, the way to deal with that is with jump attacks. But she has many anti-air attacks, let's say, even though she's in the air herself. You can easily block most of them. She has a shield that zaps us if we try to jump attack at her. She doesn't activate it unless she gets a chance, though, and, well, we're not giving her a chance to do that.
覚えてなさい。
The second half of this stage has little robot drones. We can just jump right over them, though. In fact, we can jump over literally everything in the second half of this level. Bye-bye. This girl doesn't get an introduction for some reason. She uses wind powers. She's a lot like the first girl we fought, except she attacks a whole lot more. And that, of course, makes her more dangerous. I guess it's appropriate that she attacks faster because she seems to have wind powers. You'll notice that after we beat her up, the wind stops. I think that's a really neat touch. It's at this point we get introduced to enemies with crossbows. They're there specifically to stop you from charging at them, and yet I do it anyway. This area has guys with food carts that charge at us. I don't know why they do that, but obviously running straight forward is a bad idea here.
お遊びは終わりだ。
まだ来るの？もうその顔見飽きた。
黙れ。オッケーオッケー。それはモンキーでんがな。
それヤグ。
This is our final fight with Incompetent Anime Man, and he attacks the most frequent this time. He also has a much bigger projectile, which he may never get to use, we'll see. He's still not very hard. At least he tries to knock us out of the air a lot more. I really do wish this final fight with him was a lot more difficult. I mean, he even gets special music for it.
リンゴいらんかね。さーて、急がなきゃ。そこの綺麗なお嬢さん、リンゴどうかね。あら、綺麗だなんてわかってるじゃん。でも急いでるからいらない。そう言わずに一つぐらいどうだね。安くしとくよ。ごめん、私急いでるの。5升だから買っとくれよ。ねえねえ、今日はまだ一つも売れてないんだよ。もうしつこいな。じゃあ1個だけ買うわよ。いくら？へいへい毎度。うりゃ！え？ああ！取られた。夏美に見つかる前になんとか取り戻さなきゃ。確かあの追いはぎ金剛重工がどうとか言ってたわ。その戦闘服見覚えあるわね。ビンゴって感じ。
Alright, it's time to assault the bad guy's fortress directly because he stole our letter. And you can't just do that, man. That was ours. There are horses right here. They charge at you just like the people with the carts. The same rule applies, just, you know, double jump over them. They're just there to prevent you from running straight through the stage. And they certainly do that.
No, 間抜けな嬢ちゃんか。あんたはさっきのリンゴ売り。書類を返しなさい。バーガー、返すくらいなら取るか。
Hey, it's that guy that pretended to be an old lady so he could explode us. We can kill his ghost before we kill him, but the ghost just drops the health item. And it's much easier just to kill the little boy directly. Wait, that sentence came out wrong. The most difficult part of this boss fight really is that the ghost will take pot shots at you while you attack the boy. Don't leave the boy by himself to do anything, just constantly hit him.
待ってくれ。俺は雇われただけなんだ。書類はどこ？設計図はもう本郷社長に渡しちまった。病気の母親がうちで俺の帰りを待ってるんだ。頼む、殺さないでくれ。仕方ない、殺さないでやるか。さあ、とっととどこかに行っちゃいなさい。ありがとう。バカバカ、騙されてやんの。へっひだ。やっぱりマヌケだぜ。覚えてろ、バカ。なんだと、この野郎。逃げ足の速いやつ。
Well, I mean, that was kinda dumb of us, but he seemed like a child. Normally you don't try to kill children.
ちょっと！燃えないゴミは今日じゃないのよ！
無敵戦車ファイヤービートルに勝てる気か。
Just like that man said, this tank is the Fire Beetle, and its defining attack is that it shoots fire. Now there's an easy way to tell when it's about to do this. It shoots fire as soon as it stops moving. Pretty simple pattern. Just have to pay attention.
本郷社長はどこ？
何ですかあなたは。旦那様は今お忙しいのです。募金も勧誘もお取り次ぎできません。
そう、じゃあ悪いけど自分で直接会うことにするわ。
Alright, so this lady can use her dish to summon all kinds of nasty otherworldly creatures to kill us. And she has a pretty good anti-air attack too. That one with the spears. Unfortunately for her, as soon as we knock her down, it's pretty much over. We can hit her almost immediately after she gets up, because her attacks take a second to use. And that's her fatal flaw. I wouldn't say this mansion is labyrinthine, but it's labyrinthine-esque, and it certainly has a lot of traps. Like this. You just need to double jump over those, but if you're so used to running through the game, you're probably gonna die at least a couple times. You can basically run through everything up until the second half, and then the game uses these traps specifically so you'll run headfirst into them. But really, if you just exercise normal caution, you'll be fine. The reason I say this is labyrinthine-esque is because there are little offshoot hallways with items in them, and at one point we have to backtrack just a tiny bit. But that's about it. There's a room later that's certainly a labyrinth, but this main part of the mansion, no, definitely not. There's a guy way over here on the left that we don't even have to see. After I deal with these guys, of course. He's the only enemy of his type in the game, and I think he's kind of funny. This butler guy. He shoots a bubble at us out of a gun. He's the only enemy of his type, and he seems to be the only butler in the whole mansion. The tiny robots from a few stages earlier make a return. As soon as we get up to them, that is. They're a little bit more dangerous here, because you can't just run through the traps. There's not a lot of them, though. They mostly just appear in this hallway. Can you tell I'm having a hard time when these green guys get grouped together? I'm so used to charge attacking them. It's really bad. And that was just me being dumb. But yeah, this is one of the more difficult hallways in the game. You're actually at real risk of dying here. This girl has two main attacks. She can just swing at us once, or she can do a rapid combo. The reason we're not jump attacking at her is because of that rapid combo. If she ever uses it. Maybe not. She didn't even get to use it. And here's that part where we have to backtrack, but it's just a tiny bit. And there's even a big arrow to point us in the direction.
おやめなさい。なんと罪深いことをするのです。暴力では何事も解決しません。どんな事情か知りませんが、押し込み強盗はいけません。さあ、悔い改めなさい。神はいつもあなたを見ていますよ。
強盗？何？
そうですか。とぼける気です。わかりました。あなたには言葉で言っても無駄なようですね。仕方ありません。
そう？なんだか知らないけど、私の邪魔をする気ね。シスターだからって手加減しないわよ。
Aw man, now we have to beat up a nun. So, she has a whole lot of attacks. She has a basic projectile. She has a really good anti-air attack. And if we block excessively, she can wrap us up and attack us while we can't move. Yeah, like that. That's why you should only block after you know she's attacking. If you block before she attacks, she'll know. And she'll just wrap you up and beat you. But yeah, she has a whole lot of attacks. It's kind of surprising. She can even turn invisible, goddamn.
待ちな！どこに行く気だい？借りを返してあげるわ。
あら、今度は二人まとめてやられに来たのね。
Alright, now we have to fight both of them. They haven't really gained any new attacks, but they work very well together. They even synchronize their attacks. It's like that fight with the ghost and his boy, but a lot harder. The best advice I can give you is to try and keep both of them occupied. Because if you only focus on one of them, the other will absolutely pound you. Inevitably, you'll end up hitting the one on the ground more because you don't have to jump attack to get at her. But when there's only one of them left, it gets a lot easier. They really like to spam their projectile attacks. You remember our bush friend, he's not very helpful, but here he is. And here's another one of the easiest bosses in the game. He's just a complete pushover. He's even more of a pushover when he lands. He can breathe fire, but there's no reason to let him do that. Just attack constantly. He's useless. It's final stage time. Get ready for, I guess this is a boss rush? It's hard to tell because the whole game's really a boss rush, isn't it?
ここはこれからワックスがけをするのよ。立ち入り禁止の札が目に入らないの。
何トンチキなこと言ってんのあんたは。
This might actually be the hardest fight in the game for me, which I guess is kind of funny. The reason it's so difficult is because she jumps over you and then tries to attack you from behind. And her attacks have a deceptively long length. For example, sometimes she only spins once, and sometimes she spins, yeah, like that. It's really hard to know when to stop blocking. The enemies in this room drop a few extra special attacks for us, which is very useful for this upcoming battle.
お師匠様、あいつです。あの女ですよ。
謝るなら今のうちじゃぞ。
邪魔だ。
Alright, this fight can actually be very tough. I do recommend trying to keep them both busy. But the old guy can teleport around, so that can be kind of difficult, and he has that. So it's kind of really bad to jump attack him, because then we just get juggled in the air by his lightning. He's definitely the more deadly of the two, but when he's by himself, his pattern is easy to recognize. You really don't want to jump attack him. Yeah, you really don't. That message was telling us we need to hit 3 switches before we can proceed. And it doesn't mean these switches next to the statues. Those just move the elevator up and down. It means the ones above the gargoyle, which we've seen briefly before. Now this room can be kind of difficult if you don't know where all the switches are. Thankfully I do have them memorized. Now the room right below the very top, that's the way forward. But as you'll see when I get over there, there's a big barrier blocking the way, and that's what we need to hit the 3 switches for. This room just has a lot of the most basic enemy, but they respawn, and oh my god, are there a lot of them. It's actually kind of tough. Hi, spike balls. These spike balls only appear in this one hallway. Very easy to jump right over. Alright, that's it. Let's head to meet the final boss. I'm sure he's the final boss. I mean, this doesn't seem like the kind of game to pull that thing where there's a final boss and then there's a second final boss because of a plot twist or something. That's only something like an anime would do. And this game is not an anime.
を返しなさい。
ふざけるな。よくもはめてくれたな。おい、あれを出せ。
え、そんな女ほっといて逃げましょうよ。
待って、あれを国外に持ち出せれば第三国が高く買ってくれるわ。
よし、それがいい。
欲しけりゃくれてやる。そら設計図だ。
ありがとう、クーリー。
誰だ貴様。
金剛社長、フレー機関の市場を独占せんがためライバル会社の設計図を強奪したばかりか、何の罪もない配達員まで手にかけようなんて、労働基準監督署が許してもスピード怪盗ドルチェムールが許しません。夏美、あんた泥棒だったの？
違うわよ。ここに来る前に助けてもらったの。
とにかくここは私に任せて。分かった。あなたの好きになさい。なんかよくわかんないけど行くわよ。
ふざけやがって。
Alright, here we go. This guy's basically just an upgraded fire beetle. It's very hard to jump on top of him, but once we finally do, we want to stand right in front of the flamethrower. We get plenty of time to hit it before it attacks us, and we can block all of its attacks. It does massive chip damage because of how frequently it hits us, but this is the spot at which the boss is the most vulnerable. And if we use all our special attacks, we can kill him before things get too bad.
こんなバカな。
どう？まあ私の手にかかればざーっとこんなもんよ。
あやね、大事な書類取られといてよくそんなこと言えるわね。
夏美さん、綾音さん、この事件まだ終わってないわよ。え？
誰かね、君は。
おいおい、黙れ！この悪党！ネタ揃ってんのよ。神妙にお縄を頂戴しろい！
はあ？何を言ってるのかね、君は。なんだその包みは。
金剛社長からのラブレター。偽の新型フレー機関の設計図よ。一人で監獄行くのは寂しいってさ。
お突然入ってきて何かと思えば、君は何か誤解をしているようだね。その設計図も大方金剛社長にでもすり替えられたんだ。
往生際が悪いわよ、葉月会長。あんたが金剛重工の市場を手に入れるためにわざと情報を流して設計図を奪うように仕向けたことも、葉月製フレー機関の設計図が実は未完成だったことも、みんなあんたの可愛いエンジニアが洗いざらい白状したわよ。施設軍隊。なるほどね、本郷も葉月も 皮一枚めくれば似た者同士ってわけね。
なんだこいつは。
こんなところに隠れやがって。封印を解いてフルパワーになったこのマリアンナちゃんをなんなの？今のはどういうギャグだったの？どうやら暴走しているようね。それにしても何かとてつもなく邪悪な魔力を感じるわ。まさか。あ、ドルチェ！この野郎、よくも夏美を！顔と性格と口は悪かったけど、お金もなかなか貸してくれなかったけど、いい仕事もなかなかくれなかったけど、夏美の敵を覚悟しなさい！
Oh no, the final boss ate all our friends. The final boss isn't all that hard, though. It hurts a lot, but all we need to do is jump up, attack its eye, and block when it spits something at us. Again, though, it hurts a lot. They do refill your health before this boss fight. I think that's rather generous. If its tongue touches us, we get eaten, and we get... well, it hurts a lot, like everything else. So don't get eaten.
あ、もう少し右。そうそう、オッケー。じゃあそこ倒れないように固定して。そうそう、早くね。
なんであんたが偉そうに命令すんのよ。
何よ、誰のおかげで助かったと思ってんの？
綾音がおとなしく私と交代してれば荷物を取られることもなく、そもそもあんな目に遭うこともなかったと思うんですけどね。
そんな過ぎたこと言ってみても始まらないでしょ。さあ、そんなことより写真
もう
チーズ。新たに旗揚げした宅配中華クレープ屋で今も華麗に働いてます。
Alright everyone, thank you for watching Rapid Angel. It's a really fun game. It's got a lot of charm and well, it's got a lot of charm. If you want it, it is only $6 on the PlayStation Store. Thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you soon.